Before I get started, I'd like to say thank you for the prayers for my sister. In behalf of my family, we thank you. Prayer is one of the most powerful things that we have that we hardly ever use. I believe in prayer very much. I know sometimes we don't get the answers we want, but they are answers. My lesson tonight is basically just titled Self-Control. Self-control is one of the fruits of the Spirit and is essential for every Christian to learn in order to make it to heaven. Because without self-control, you cannot overcome the works of the flesh. To help us understand what self-control is, let us begin by looking at how Webster defines self-control. Restraint, exercise over one's own impulse is how Webster defines self-control. From this definition, it should be very clear that we must possess the virtue in order to overcome the works of the flesh and make our way to heaven. So this evening we are going to examine the topic of self-control and what we need to do to obtain it. The word self-control is only used a few times in the Bible and is not used at all in the King James Version. In the King James Version, it uses the word temperance instead, which carries the same meaning. So let us look at a few verses. In 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 5, but also this very reason, giving all diligence, add to your fault virtue, to virtue knowledge, to knowledge self-control, to self-control perseverance, to perseverance godliness. Peter is letting us know that self-control is something that we are to be adding to our faith daily. In Proverbs chapter 25, verse 28, whoever has no rule over his own spirit is like a city broken down without walls. In other words, we are defenseless without self-control. Proverbs 19:11, the discretion of a man makes him slow to anger, and his glory is to overlook a transgression. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26. Be angry and do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your wrath. And in my life, this verse is very important to me because anytime that we might have problems with family, husbands, wives, kids, or brother and sisters, these problems need to be took care of now and not tomorrow. In James chapter 1, verse 19, so then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. James gives us some great advice in many places about having self-control over the tongue. Learn to listen first and don't jump to conclusions. And after you have had the time to possess what has been said, then take time to think about your response so you can speak in a kind way. Finally, focus on keeping your thoughts on righteousness. In Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7, for as he thinks in his heart, so is he. In 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5, bring every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ.